Okay, well, after lots of troubleshooting and playing around, I've finally finished my circuit. I've got 36 kilo ohms going through the pot, 555 timer, 3 decade counters, and a hex inverter. I've got my oscilloscope probe hooked up on the end of that 1K resistor, which will have an optocouple following it once I complete the circuit altogether, and that's the hex inverter beside that. So when I say what's coming out of what the chip is coming out of, it's also going through the hex inverter. So at the moment we're just on the 555 timer, and we get that lovely square wave with 10 microseconds per division and 15 millivolts per division. I've had some interesting changes with the counters, changed a bit more than I thought it would. So if I give the switch one click, and we'll run it from the timer into the first decade counter and pull it back out, and as you can see there, that's a massive change. So I'll change that back to 20 microseconds, and I will even actually go one more to 50 microseconds. I haven't changed the volts per division, but as you can see there, that is quite a dramatic change just by going through one counter. I haven't changed the pot, haven't changed anything else, and so now we'll go back one more. So now we're going through 2 decade counters, and we get that. So now I need to ramp it back up. What's that? That's gone the wrong way. Hang on, make sure I'm turning the bloody knob the right way. There we go, that's through 2 decade counters. And just let me tune that in. And we'll go. No, we'll leave that there. So now we're down to 1 microsecond per division. And you can see the waveform actually changes quite a lot there. And that was just zooming in by 10 just for the hell of it. And now we'll go through the 3rd decade counter. And I've got to zoom out even more. Just bear with me while I try and get this tuned in properly. It's about the best I'm going to get. As you can see, that's more or less flat with a couple of spikes and drops here and there. So I thought that was a fairly interesting result. I'm still getting my head around how it all actually works. So I just thought I would show you that. I've only got one more part of the circuit to build now, and then I'm on to making some gas. So I'll put this back through to that one. Sorry, not that one. That one should be the right one. So I'm only just started playing around with this, so I'm trying to get my head around what everything does and what settings it is. Now that there is actually the setting on the schematic, which I thought was fairly interesting. As you can see, it's a bit of a jilted square wave, but it's got these, I guess they're harmonic voltages coming off as it goes through, and if you look very closely at the wave itself, the wave actually appears to be made up of layered square waves in each one. See what happens if I zoom in. Just that. As you can see there, that zoomed right in onto one. That zoomed right into one of those lines. So that's my update.